to our podcast about Beyond the Gates. This week we met the Impaler. It's Heather. Are we really shocked about this, Mom?
No.
Nope, not at all. I mean, we figured it was somewhat a letdown because I think most of us were thinking maybe Carlton or Kyle, even Monica, but we knew it was Heather. My thing is that the plasma ring storyline might be done, but this will branch off into Heather and Joey storyline because I feel like Heather is worse than Joey. Because the way Joey laughed in her face, I thought she was going to choke him because she seems more edgy, more ruthless than Joey is. So, what are your thoughts on Heather being the impaler, and do you feel like this could potentially lead Vanessa into Heather's business since Vanessa wants to be Miss Mob Wife?
I'm not sure if it'll lead Vanessa into her business, but it was funny though when Joey laughed in her face. That was hilarious. But yeah, she wasn't happy about that. But she's trying to drag Joey into it. And she kind of gave up too quickly to me. So I
Mm-hmm.
think she's about to come at him a different way. He knows it too, because he said some things to Vanessa when he was talking to her after he met with his sister. He knows that it's not over between his sister. His sister's definitely gonna try to drag him into some part of her business at this point. But of course, he can't tell Vanessa that she is the impaler, and Vanessa can't figure it out. She can't read between the lines of what he's saying either.
Yeah.
That she's the impaler. So I was kind of disappointed that Vanessa couldn't kind of read through the lines and see that he's basically not telling her the truth. But
Oh,
when
well.
has he? But Vanessa, I was disappointed with Vanessa because before he met with the Impaler, she had Danny come over. And Danny was talking to her, everything was going cool. She showed Danny around his apartment. What I didn't like was Vanessa threw her out once she started asking her, what about your kids? Like, if your kids come here, it's guards. Like, is this what you basically want for them? And she got so upset with Danny that she had put her out about it. But I thought it was legitimate questions Danny was asking her. So Vanessa is just all about Vanessa. She
Yeah.
don't care about her kids and what Danny was trying to say to her that joy life is dangerous. And your kid, I mean, do you want your kids to be coming here and it's guards and all this kind of stuff? That's she just didn't seem to care. So I feel for Deanna and Darnell because Vanessa's just like, I don't give a damn. It's all about Joey.
Yeah, and that's what Deanna was telling her over and over again. It's all about Joey. It's all about him. It's not about us. You don't care about our feelings. I feel like Vanessa is delusional as heck, and she's gonna get a rude awakening, and I think it's gonna be because of Heather. I feel like somehow Heather's gonna wrap her into her business, and then Joey would have to figure out who he's going to protect himself, Vanessa, his sister, or Isaiah, because Joey told Isaiah he's not going to touch his family, and that's Jacob. And Jacob really wants the impaler, who is allegedly Heather. So that's going to be a whole different storyline going on over there with that. I look forward to seeing how Joey's going to play it because I feel like Heather is going to be hella dangerous. Of course, Jacob is talking to Ren. I wish we got a scene with that of him like becoming Rashad or something, talking to Ren because it sounds like he was really going off on him. And of course, Ren gives some fake name and all that. Elon was mad though because Jacob went to Joey. Do you agree that Jacob was being reckless when he went to Joey, or do you think Jacob was justified because Elon also goes to Joey for stuff?
I think he's being reckless. His father has way more experience in dealing with Joey though too,
Mm-hmm.
and Jacob doesn't. And Jacob is still dealing with the trauma that he went through with dealing with the whole plasma thing. Not only with Derek's death, but it's just also the whole him getting beat up and everything too. So
Yeah.
he's just not thinking straight.
No, no, he's not. And hopefully he gets some kind of help. He definitely needs it. I think Elon can see he probably does need help, but he's not pulling that plug for him to get that help. I don't know why. Maybe he's just blinded that his son needs some help. I don't know. I'm not sure, but hopefully he does get some at some point because he is being reckless. Because Joey thing is about favors. It's an IOU. He was stacked them up each time. Cause that's how Joey is, Speaking of Owen Favors, he showed up to Martin's campaign party because of Vanessa. Now, after the scene where she was going off on Ted and Vernon and Nicole, would you still want to be friends with her? Because I sure as hell wouldn't.
No, I mean, she showed up there with Joey, so he was her plus one, but that's their son's big event that he was having. And to bring in the Newmans and everybody, it was huge, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So for her to show up with him, and like Nicole was trying to tell her, like, we can't have Joey in a picture though, like somehow with Martin. So they needed to keep him away from somehow the press getting wind of that, you know. I just thought Vanessa was out of pocket. She really was. And it's one thing to show up, but it was the attitude that she gave them about being there with Joey.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was Nicole, I would have been like, you know what, this relationship is over. This is no longer a healthy relationship for me. And we're done. And just leave it at that. I'm surprised that Nicole is still being her friend after all of that.
I would. I'm like, when you start to get some brain cells, some thinking brain cells that doesn't involve Joey, I'll be there. Till then, I can't deal with you right now. I'll be so done, Vanessa. She is a trifling friend. She's all about her and damn everybody else. Now we had Eva being talked to a reporter, and Kat swooped in. Now I understand why Kat did it. Kat has experience dealing with reporters. Eva, not so much. So, do you feel like Kat was overreacted? Do you think Eva
No,
was able to handle the
no, she did.
reporter?
No, no. Eva did not know how to handle that reporter. I think it was smart. I was glad Kat even noticed what was going on and beelined it over there to
Mm-hmm.
Eva and the reporter to shut that down because that would have been in the press. It would have made Martin and them look terrible. And he's trying to win an election, not lose an election. So
Yeah.
I thought it was smart of Kat to go in and step in. Eva just kind of, got upset about it. But I think she don't understand that reporter was about to drag her, and Kat basically stepped in and saved it. So no, I don't
Yeah.
think I was out of line for that.
I think it was the way Kat did it. I think that was turning me off a little bit. I understand why she did it. I think it was the way she did it. But these girls have history. They both are very defensive. But I felt that Martin should have had Eva coached on how to talk to reporters. That's his sister. She does not have experience with that. So I feel like Martin kind of failed her in that part of it because she should have been coached on that. Like somebody should have told her to learn how to talk to people.
Well, that's true because the rest of the family, even I think his kids know if a reporter is in their face what to say, what not to say.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I agree with you on that. That somebody should have sat her down and had a talk with her about that if the reporters get in her face, this is what not to say. Because the Duprees are so used to dealing with the press and how to handle it, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Eva, she's new to it. But like I said, Kat stepped in, so I thought it was great that she did step in and shut that down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think Eva just can't take it personal because she was saving Kat saved a bad situation that was about to happen.
Yeah, but like I said, they have history. They both gonna be defensive towards each other. That's just bound to happen. So I understand why Kat do it. I understand why Kat did it. I just wish she kind of did it a little bit differently when talking to Eva. But hey, it is what it is. And then Miss Leslie showed up looking gorgeous. I think everybody looked great. Everybody hair, makeup, everything. Their outfits look great. My favorite person was Chelsea. I loved her hair. I love her earrings, her dress, that little fur like shawl thing she had on. She was the best dresser for me. That's something I would wear because she looked fabulous. But Leslie shows up, of course, and it was funny when she went to talk to Diane and how Diane did all this stuff. And Diane was like, "Oh, I just showed people that I was sorry." Leslie looking like, "I ain't doing that. I'm not sorry for anything." Cause that's how she is. She's just like, oh, you the forgiving type. I don't care about that. So I thought that was funny. And of course, she walks over and talks to Nina, Vernon, and Devon. and how she wants to get to know her mother and all this stuff. So she's definitely going to be part of it because Anita wants Barbara's voice in it. You know you're going to have to deal with Leslie. I don't understand why Anita is not understanding that.
I don't understand why Nita just don't drop the whole Barbara thing. I think that they gave that person the tribute when
Mm-hmm.
they had the concert and all that. I think she needs to let that go because of Leslie. If
Yeah.
Leslie wasn't involved, that's different. Then go for it. But with Leslie being involved, I would just drop the whole Barbara thing and just keep it
Yeah, and also Tracy and Sharon hasn't met Leslie yet. I think they know of her, but I don't think they met her. It should be the three of them making that choice. And I think if Sharon and Tracy met Leslie, they'd be like, nah, it's not worth it. You
hmm
know, if you want Barbara, then you need to do your own album or something.
right.
But I think that if they met her, they would say no. Because they already heard what she done. Meeting her is a totally different thing, you know. So I really wish she would let that go, but we shall see with that one. Then we have Ashley coming in because Naomi, you know, Jacob couldn't be there. So Ashley and Anastasia. Now, I felt a touch sorry for Ashley dealing with Anastasia, but she was kind of right though. She's mourning Derek, her ex fiance, and the way she treated him. You know, it's like Ashley trying to rewrite history of some kind. I don't know, but do you think Anastasia was too harsh, or do you think she was being truthful, or she's just a nasty person overall?
She's a nasty person. She don't have to talk to her like that in that way, period. Even if that's how you feel, it don't have to roll out your mouth and you see that this person is still struggling with the loss. You know, that was uncalled for.
Yeah.
But that's just how she gets down. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Ashley just wasn't ready for it. But Ashley, I think was it Naomi or Danny? One of them took her. I think it was Danny.
Danny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Danny took her up to the bridal suite to kind of, put her to the side so she can, calm down and talk to her, that kind of thing. But I just was like, whatever. I like Chelsea though talking to, is it Abby,
Yeah. It's Abby.
about about the whole purse thing. I like how she approached Abby about it. She asked her something like, what do you want to see? And then she started explaining to her, well, it would have been nice if I had this because of my baby, a bag for that. And I thought that was such a good idea. And I like
Mm-hmm.
the way Chelsea kind of handled the whole thing. And then she started writing the ideas down that Abby had. I thought that was pretty cool.
Market research. That's how you do it. Get to know your audience and what they need, and then you make it. Whereas the opposite, Tomas talking to Jack and Diane, they couldn't wait to get away from him. I don't know what Tomas was really saying or what, if he was stiff. I don't know. But he did not do that great with Jack and Diane. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't want Tomas as my lawyer anyway.
Mm-mm.
So we had the tornado hits. Now everything was great. The production, the wind was blowing, people were falling. You got dust everywhere. Things were broken. It was great. Beyond the Gates, whoever was y'all production did excellent because I was like, this is like an actual movie kind of thing. And of course, people were trapped, people were hurt. Andre got hurt. I didn't think Andre was going to get hurt, but he got his leg like impaled by something. I felt his pain because I was like, ooh, that gotta hurt. And you have Nicole. She was, I was kind of surprised by Nicole. I thought she'd be more calmer, I guess, as a psychologist. And she was like in tears a lot. Anastasia, she zoned out. She was just like, "Oh my gosh!" I like how Leslie was telling her to shut up. Leave it to Leslie to just go off on you. Cause Leslie, she was calm. She was like, "Okay, all right, tornado, whatever," you know. And then she got by Vernon and Anita, so she's like, "Move over, old man," you know. It's like Leslie, okay. But I did like how Leslie helped Anita with her ankle. I felt like Leslie was just being a human for a bit during that time until she couldn't find Eva. And then after
Oh,
that, she went right back to who she was before.
so in that scene when she wrapped Anita, I think it was her ankle or something.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, is it more to Leslie that we don't know? Because she
Oh
gave
yeah.
Anita a story about, oh, she learned that from, not being able to send Eva to the hospital if Eva would fall when she was ice skating. I wonder, is there more to it though? I wonder, does she have some kind of background in nursing or something, CNA, something,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody knows, and maybe it's gonna come out. I just thought the whole scene was interesting, and I wonder, is it something that they lay in the groundwork for something else to come out about Leslie?
Maybe because well, the soap is still new. So we're still getting background history on everyone, because like last week we got the history of Dani and Bill that we didn't know about. So I think we may find more about her character and why the way she is. But we know she's a narcissist for a reason. You just don't become one. You somehow evolve into one. So I think we're definitely going to get something from that background. But she did seem different. She's not her usual Leslie self that we've seen. I felt like
Right.
maybe she was Dana, I guess you could say, in that moment. The calm, collected
Mhm.
one, and Leslie is the over dramatic one or something, That's a
Mhm.
very possible thing that the writers could do with her. Because I feel like that there's definitely more to her, but there's more to everybody on there because this is season two. We have a lot more history to learn about these characters. And then next we got Hailey and Kyle end up in a closet together. Hailey was getting her flirt on. She took her ring off. I said, "Go, Hailey." I thought they were going to sleep together. And I was surprised that Hailey didn't go through with it. Did you think she would?
I didn't think she was gonna sleep with him. I just figured she was flirting and that kind of thing with him. The chemistry though was off the chart. It's too bad he's not on there with her.
Mm-hmm.
I like them together actually. I was like, oh dang, they need to bring him on Beyond the Gates and stuff and have him in relationship with her. But yeah, I like the chemistry between the two. But no, I didn't get the impression she was gonna end up sleeping with him or anything like that.
I honestly thought she was going to, cause Hailey tired Bill, and I don't blame her. I do not blame her, cause I thought she was going to, cause even before the storm hit, she was playing with Isaiah, and Isaiah was like, "Yeah, I have a girlfriend, so deuces." you know, Isaiah's 10 toes down for his girl Eva. But yeah, I thought she was gonna go through with it, but Anita did warn Kyle, stay away from her. Stay away from Hailey. And Kyle's like, "Oh, okay, maybe I will." It seems like Kyle's character might like a challenge or some sort. So I don't know about that, but I would like to see him back on there sometimes. I
Yeah,
think
me too.
I think it would be fun to see him and Hailey just flirt, having some
Mhm.
chill conversation because they definitely have chemistry. Now we have Martin was found under a tree. Where did this tree come from? That's like was like my question. I was like, how is the country club set? Because we don't really know how it's like set up. We only see like the inside of it. But I was like, where did this tree come from? But he's
Mhm.
unconscious. Luckily, Abby had found him, and everybody was trying to get him out of there. And of course, he passes out towards the end on Friday episode. I don't know what's going on with him. He could have a concussion or some kind of head trauma because a tree hit him. So of course he's gonna have some kind of issue. But Ted was all over the place. He's helping this person, helping that person. So was Shanice. Shanice was on it. That's why she's the head nurse. She was on it. Ashley was helping out. She even helped Anastasia. Even though Anastasia went off on her, she still helped her out. Homegirl was out of it. She was just in total shock. She didn't know what to do until she started drinking. And then she comes out after that. I do not blame her for that. And then you have Nicole was a little bit under stress because she know where Martin the cat was. She found Martin. And of course Leslie, being Leslie, trying to find where Eva is. Because deep down, Leslie knew something was wrong. And I feel like as a mother, if you can't find your child, you think of the worst case scenario. And I felt that even though Leslie be over the top, I understand that. I actually could relate to Leslie. If my child was MIA, I don't know where my child is at. I think I'd be acting like Leslie too.
Well, for Nicole, I mean, when they found Martin, he was knocked out. So
Hmm.
she's sitting there frantic because you don't know if he's gonna wake up or not. And Ted is trying to do whatever he can, to get him to wake up. So that whole scene was really tense for a second there. And then when he woke up, she was like relieved. I didn't understand though why they just didn't make Martin go to the hospital at that point instead of him saying, "Oh, I'm fine," blah blah blah. It's like, no, a tree fell on you. No, you need to go in. So I didn't understand why they didn't kind of put their foot down and have him go. But now he's gonna have to go because, like you
Hmm.
said, at the end he had lost consciousness again. And then Leslie, yeah, I understood Leslie because she knew in her heart like something's off because she didn't know where Eva was. I understood her reaction. She was kind of frantic herself. But then I think it was Shanice gave I think the walkie-talkie, whatever, to Ted because she cussed out the Abbott, Jack Abbott or
Hmm.
somebody.
Yeah.
Leslie did, but Nicole was funny because she went off on her because she's like, "I'm trying to find my daughter." Leslie's like, "Hey," I mean, and then Nicole's like, "Hey, we trying to find our daughter too." But it was funny. Nicole just went off on Leslie and was like, hand a walkie-talkie back to an adult. I was rolling. I said that whole thing was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I was cracking up. Yeah, because Leslie's always like, my daughter, my daughter. And Nicole's like, my daughter too, because they ain't know
Hmm.
what happened with Kat either. But the whole scene with Kat and Eva, that was deep.
Mm. That
That
was
was
hard
I
to
was
watch.
not expecting that at
It
all.
was hard to watch, and I watched it twice because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. But the way, because I understood both points of view, and that's the thing about Eva and Kat's character. I understand both points of view and how they clash. But Eva thing was she put Kat in. I think they were under the stairs or something, some kind of closet there because Eva's mind thing is we need to hide somewhere. So if something comes through here, we could be okay. Kat is being Kat. She's going off on her and all that. And then the whole pipe burst. Now I think what happened is that Eva and Kat were trying to get out the way of it. I think Kat may have pushed Eva. I was trying to. It happened so fast, but I think Kat was trying to push her to get out the way. But however, wherever Eva went, I think that's what messed her up. Or it could have been the screws on the pipe could have got into one of her organs because she kept touching her side. I think it was her right side. She kept like saying like I don't feel well. Cat was going off. I was yelling at the screen a lot. I was like, "Cat, look at Eva! Look at Eva!" I kept yelling at Cat, like, "Look at her! Stop going off for her!" And then she started spitting up blood. I was like, "Is this a horror show? What's going on? What's going on with this whole scene?" But yeah, it was deep because Cat realized that Eva wasn't faking at all. It was very hard to watch Eva like that, and Cat, I think, realized that even though she can't stand this person, she truly doesn't want any harm to come to Eva. Even though she said, I wish she was never born, I wish she wasn't around, and all that stuff. I think deep down, she doesn't want anything to happen to Eva, but your words can have consequences at times, too.
Yeah, that whole scene, it was crazy. It's all that blood and stuff. I was just like, "Oh my gosh," I wasn't expecting that at all.
Mm-mm.
But I'm glad that Kat was there and she was trying to even catch that blood and she got blood like on her, but she was really screaming at that point for somebody to help them. And she was telling them, hey, like she needs help. Like y'all gotta get in here. So I'm glad that Isaiah had finally found them and then got Jacob and then the paramedics came and got her out of there. What I didn't like was when he had her on a stretcher and they got Leslie. Leslie is blaming Kat and was like, did why is it that you look like that and she look like this? I was like, damn, that's deep.
I
But
actually understood her in that one too.
no.
Maybe deep down, I am a Leslie. No, I understood Leslie because you know your child's sister. They don't like each other, and Kat looked okay. She got blood on her hands, but she looked fine. Whereas Eve was in a stretcher. Her blood's out of her mouth. So in Leslie mind, she's like, "What did you do to my daughter?"
Yeah,
Because
that's
it was
true.
just
Yeah.
you two. So I understood Leslie's point of view and why she made that comment. I know it turned people off, but when you see that your child's sibling don't like your child and your child ends up hurt, you will be looking at that sibling like, what did you do? So I understood her reaction and why she said that.
Yeah, what I didn't understand is why she didn't tell Nicole and them no that
Yeah,
Eva was badly hurt. I
no,
did not
that
understand
was
that.
weird. And what was weird was that she covered, instead of her going to a bathroom and finding some water to wash her hands, she put her gloves back on.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't understand why she put the gloves on and why she didn't tell Nicole and them that Eva was badly hurt and what had happened. She
Hmm.
just sat there like, okay, whatever. But she told Tomas. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, what the hell? So that whole thing was weird. But she wanted to go see her sister though at the hospital instead of going home. So I thought that was interesting and she at least wanted to go check on her.
Yeah, I feel like Kat. I don't know. I think Kat is gonna go through some stuff because on the promo, Ted and Kat are talking. She's like, "I don't want to be a match." We've had this storyline before where Kat does not like medical stuff. Her getting poked to see if she's a match, most likely for a transplant. I'm guessing a liver transplant because Eva, she punctured something. So I think that for
What
Kat,
they
that's
well,
too much.
what they said, I believe if I heard it right, Ted was saying it was for a blood
No,
what's it?
transplant.
Oh, I thought he said it was for a blood
No,
transfusion or
no,
something.
he said transplant. So I think
Oh.
Eva needs an organ, not so much a blood transfusion. He said transplant because I watched that 3 times. He said transplant, so it's
Mm.
it's 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 an organ, which I think would be the liver. If you take a liver out of somebody, you put that liver in the person that needs it. A liver can grow back, so I think she probably needs a liver. The
Or a
question
kidney.
is, yeah, or maybe a kidney, depending. Now, she could live with just one kidney
Mhm.
if her other kidney is fine now. But yeah, it could be a kidney. But when you do transplants, you don't have to be related to them. Whereas, a blood fusion, yeah, you have some kind of DNA in common. I'm not sure how they're going to write this, but I do feel that this could open up to another storyline that people have been saying for a while of, is Ted really Eva's biological father? Now, I'm gonna throw some theories out there, all right, Ma? So let me know
Mhm.
which one you thinking, okay? So first one, of course, is Ted is not the father. All right. Okay. So he's not the father. I was thinking maybe Carlton is the father. I say Carlton because Leslie and Carlton had a scene months ago, but it was like maybe 5 or 6 seconds long. We never got a follow up to that. Also, when Leslie called someone to get some DNA results, we never found out who that was. And I was thinking Carlton, because Ted could have took him to the diner that he met Leslie, and Carlton could have been checking Ted and Leslie and finding out that he was having an affair. I think that's possible. I think Carlton might be part of this storyline in some way or form. My other theory is that, of course, Nicole had twins. So Kat and Eva, are twins. That's one thing. Or they could have been switched. And Kat's actual mother's Leslie. Eva's actual mother's Nicole. That could be another theory. My other theory is that since Nicole was going through IVF treatments, it's possible that she could have had her eggs frozen or something. Leslie could have took that some kind of way, maybe with Carlton's help, and she ended up having the kid because Ted was venting to her about Nicole not being able to have a kid. So Leslie thought, okay, why not I do it? That's my theories that I'm throwing out there. So what are your thoughts if Beyond the Gates go down this route?
I think it has something to do with Nicole because remember when somebody was showing Nicole, I think it was Kat, the
Yeah,
DNA
Cat.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nicole made a statement about yes, she's seen those numbers or something before. So somehow it's going to be tied to Nicole, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it's gonna be twins or like you said, if it's gonna be maybe she took the eggs, Leslie did, but it's gonna be tied to Nicole. And they make that clear when they showed that scene with Nicole and Kat and Nicole. knew the numbers that was on that she was showing her. She
Yeah.
understood what she was looking at. So that's how I'm thinking that somehow it's gonna go back, somehow tied to Nicole. But that's what I was saying earlier, the way that she wrapped Anita, I believe it was her ankle, what have you.
Mhm.
I'm starting to think they about to go down a story path where we're gonna learn a little bit more to Leslie this never came up before.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. She could have worked in the medical field, could have got in. I do think possibly Carlton could have helped out with that too, because he was close to Nicole and Ted. Could the markers that she mentioned with the paper, she could have thought she probably was thinking it was Ted, but it could have been actually hers. So that could be a possibility. Or I'm gonna throw some crazy out there. What if Eva's biological parents are Nicole and Carlton? Because Carlton is so obsessed with Nicole, wanted to be with Nicole, and he made a deal with Leslie and got her eggs and then his stuff and mixed it together, and Leslie decided to carry. That's way too out there, but hey, it's a soap. Things are possible in this one. So I look forward to seeing if they will even go down this route, but she needs a transplant, not a blood thing going on. But of course, they will probably add that in there. But yeah,
Hmm.
she needs a transplant. I think it'd be liver. But it's not surprising that Kat says she don't want to do it because she does not like medical stuff, and it's a risk for donors because they have to go through surgery to help someone out. So if Kat does go through it and she is a match, if she would she donate? I don't know. And then you have Martin supposed to be in a hospital too. So Kat's the only sibling that can help out her brother and her sister. I don't know how it's gonna go. I look forward to all this now. Of course, last but not least, we have the biggest disappointment of this week. Go ahead, Mom, because I can't even talk about it. I was livid.
I know I was too. Dani and Bill, I'm just like Dani, but I said it though. I was like, sometimes people do that stuff, and unfortunately, she did. I'm disappointed. It's gonna be hard to watch those scenes now
I'm a fast
because
forward.
this man, right? Because this man treated her so bad, and she was just talking to Andre about all of this, and then for her, now we didn't see them sleep together. So we're
No,
not sure if they actually went that far. I'm hoping because they didn't show it all that maybe they didn't go as far as we think they did. But still, if they didn't, she still went far enough that she should feel guilty about doing this behind Andre's back. Because when she showed up and saw Andre was hurt, and Andre's like, I love you, I was looking for you, I was praying for you, all these kind of things, you can see the guilt on her face. And she should feel guilty about it because Andre has been nothing but kind to her. He's listened to her going on and on about Bill and the way he treated her, and for her to sit up there and slide Bill down in the elevator, it was just ridiculous. But Bill has been wanting her ever since she was with Andre. I think honestly, if she wasn't with Andre, he wouldn't give a two cents about her. I
no.
just think for him, it's about the chase of him being able to hold that over Andre. Because my thought is, now that that's happened, or let's say that they did go all the way on the elevator, he's gonna use that at some point against Andre. Because once Andre is feeling himself and thinking him and Dani is solid and all that, Bill gonna say something.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
gonna and it's gonna trigger Andre to think like, wait a minute, what? Like what did he say to me? And so then Andre is gonna be thinking something's wrong at that point.
I'm disappointed. I'll be fast forwarding for a bit with them. I don't care. What I will watch though is Hailey and Bill, because Hailey was looking like you look too clean to be on some stairwell. So if I was Hailey, instead of trying to unalive him, I would be the worst ex-wife ever. I will have him pay me $5 million a year. She talking about 10 million. Pay me five a year. It's like I can make it in two. I would have him pay me so much money per year, because what you're not gonna do is cheat on me with your ex-wife after everything Hailey been dealing with the family. Nah, if that was Hailey, I would change what I'm doing and try to get Bill caught. get evidence, file for a divorce, and have him pay me a whole lot of money for the rest of his life. Because, he's about a good 20 years older, rest of his life, and I'll be stacking it up and living my best life if I was Hailey Hamilton. Hailey, go get your coins, girl. Forget forget this man trying to unalive him, ruin his life instead, okay? Do it for the long haul, all right?
No, you know what? I was thinking the same thing. And I said Anita was sitting there looking at Haley coming out
Mm-hmm.
the room with Kyle. And I'm like, the person she need to be looking at is her own doggone daughter
That's
with
her.
Bill and stuff,
Yup. I was,
doing
cause she,
this stupid stuff.
yup,
So, but
yup.
no, I agree with you 100%. If I was Haley and I found out, and I'm glad Haley's looked like on the promo, she gonna try to get down to it. Yeah. Once she finds out and she gets whatever proof that she need, I will hire the best divorce attorney, and I would just clean him out at that point
I will
because
clean him out.
he been treating Haley like crap. Now I understand Haley came in with whatever she doing with her own motives, but at the same time, Haley ain't cheated on him. No,
Mm-mm.
she ain't
Nope.
done that. So she been flirting, okay, but she ain't do with nobody yet that we've seen, you know. So
Nope.
I'm just like, yep, if I was her, I would clean him out. And like you said, she don't have to poison him or nothing like that. She can get whatever money she need from him based on him having a relationship now, being intimate with Dani. And I hope Andre files for divorce against Dani and move on with his life. I hope
Mm-hmm.
it's not with Ashley because they just don't have it the chemistry
It
for me.
will.
But I
It
hope he
will.
moves on with his dang on life and just move on because she wrong. It's like, girl, you didn't learn.
All
I
right.
was very disappointed.
So for now on, if Dani and Bill aren't on, I'm not talking about them for a bit because I'm livid. I'll be fast forward. Mom will be doing it. I will not. I can't do it because I am just furious at Dani right now. So I need a moment to protect my peace.
Oh,
I'm
and
gonna be
and
behind the gates
listen,
is trying to get my blood pressure up on this storyline.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't care that she in her 50s. I'm telling you, because Naomi had already said that her mom should probably get pregnant and have a baby with Andre. And Bill was like, what? Heck, you know. So I won't be surprised if they come up with a pregnancy storyline for
Oh
Dani and she don't know who the
Lord.
daddy is.
I'll be fast forwarding for 9 months. I'm not watching.
Yup.
I'm not watching that. It be beyond the gates. If y'all do that, I'm fast forwarding it. I cannot deal. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wrap it up before I start going off. All right. Well, that's our take on Beyond the Gates is Sweet. I
So salty.
love. Cause come on, it's messed up. It's
I
so
know.
messed up. I
I
think
know.
99% of us are disappointed in Dani. Like, come on. And we know people like this who does this, and it's disappointing to see it in your face. That you see on the soap, it's like giving you PTSD and stuff. It's like, no, bump that. So, yes, I am salty. All right. Well, that's our take on Beyond the Gates this week. We really enjoyed the crossover. Thank you, Young and Restless, for coming over. Maybe Beyond the Gates will go over to Young and Restless. Who knows? Or maybe the Bold and the Beautiful will come over next. We shall see. Thank you, everybody, for listening to our podcast. Thanks for following, leaving your reviews. We appreciate you. Until next time, everybody.
Bye, everyone.